What if I told you that right now, as you watch this video, the universe is trying to communicate with you in a very special way? If you were born under the sign of Gemini, know that there are 8 divine messages prepared especially for you, and today you will discover each one of them. These are not ordinary messages. They are important warnings that can completely change the course of your life. You know that feeling that something big is about to happen? Well, it's not just a feeling. The universe is truly preparing something extraordinary for you. But there's a very important detail. You need to be attentive to recognize these signs. Many Geminis are going through this moment without realizing the guidance being sent, and therefore end up missing incredible opportunities that could transform everything. Today you will understand exactly what God and the universe want to tell you, and more importantly, you will learn to recognize these messages in your daily life. Every word you will hear here has been carefully prepared to touch your heart and awaken your spiritual consciousness. Stay with me until the end because the 8th message is so powerful it can answer that question that's keeping you up at night. If you leave now, you might miss the very guidance you need most right now in your life. The first message God has for you, dear Gemini, is related to your brilliant and restless mind. You were born with a very special gift. The ability to think quickly, to understand things easily, and to adapt to any situation. But there's something the universe wants you to know now. All this mental agility you possess wasn't given to you by chance. God placed this versatile intelligence in you because He has grand plans for your life. It happens that many Geminis end up scattering this wonderful energy in 1,000 different directions, and that's the central point of this first message. The universe is asking you to focus. Yes, to focus that incredible mind on something that truly matters to you. Think about it. How many times have you started projects with great enthusiasm and then abandoned them halfway through? How many brilliant ideas have you had but haven't seen through to the end? This happens because your nature is to constantly seek novelty, but the time has come to channel all that mental energy into something meaningful. God is showing you that you have the potential to accomplish extraordinary things, but you need to choose a direction and commit to it. This doesn't mean you'll lose your essence of exploring and discovering new things. Absolutely not. What the universe is telling you is that within all the possibilities you see, there's one that will bring true fulfillment to your soul. And do you know what the sign is that you've found that right direction? It's when something continues to capture your attention, even after the initial excitement fades. It's what touches your heart even on difficult days. This message also comes with a very important message about your communication. You have the gift of words. You can explain complex things simply. You know how to talk to all kinds of people. This talent needs to be used for good, to uplift the people around you. God gave you this ease of expression because He wants you to be a messenger of good things. But be careful. Words have power, and the universe is reminding you to use this power wisely and responsibly. Every conversation you have, every message you send, every opinion you share is creating your future reality. So the first big message is this. Use your intellect in your communication consciously and purposefully. Stop wasting your time on things that lead nowhere. The universe is preparing you for something great, but you need to do your part by focusing that wonderful mental energy you possess. The second divine message that needs to reach you is about your dual nature. Gemini is represented by twins, and that's no coincidence. You carry within you 2 personalities, 2 sides that sometimes seem to be in conflict. There's the side of you that wants stability, security, and routine, and there's the other side that wants adventure, change, and total freedom. This duality you feel isn't a flaw, as many may have led you to believe throughout your life. In fact, it's precisely this ability to move between different states of being that makes you special. But the message God has for you now is about finding balance between these 2 sides. You don't need to choose to be only one or the other. Your mission is to integrate these 2 parts and make them a single force. When you manage to fully embrace this dual nature of yours, without judgment and without guilt, you will discover immense power within yourself. The universe is showing you that the answer isn't in suppressing one side to strengthen the other, but rather in honoring both and finding the right moment for each to manifest. There is a time for stability and a time for change. There is a time for seriousness and a time for lightness. And you, more than any other sign, have the natural ability to move between these states. The key is to do so consciously, not letting this duality paralyze you or make you feel confused about who you really are. This message also comes with an important warning. Stop criticizing yourself for feeling contradictory things. It's normal for you to want to stay home and at the same time want to go out into the world. It's natural to desire a stable relationship and also to highly value your individual freedom. These contradictions are part of who you are, and God placed them in you for a reason. When you fully accept this nature of yours, other people will also accept it, and internal conflicts will greatly diminish. The universe is asking you to be kind to yourself. Look at this duality with affection as a unique characteristic that allows you to understand different perspectives on life. While other people see things in only one way, you can see all angles of a situation. This is a divine gift, not a curse. Use this gift to make wiser decisions, to better understand the people around you, and to create a life that honors all parts of who you are. The second message is clear. Integrate your opposites, embrace your duality, and transform what seems to be a weakness into your greatest strength. The third message the universe has prepared for you concerns your relationships. As a Gemini, you are an extremely sociable person. You love to talk, exchange ideas, and meet new people. You easily make friends and adapt well to different social groups. But there is something very important that God wants you to understand about your connections with other people. Not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay, and not every friendship needs to be deep. You have a tendency to want to connect with everyone, to please everyone, and to maintain many relationships at the same time. This can be tiring, and more importantly, it may be preventing you from cultivating truly meaningful connections. The message here is about quality, not quantity. The universe is asking you to look more closely at the people who really matter in your life. Who are those people who are there in difficult times, not just fun times? Who are the people with whom you can be completely authentic, without having to wear masks or pretend to be someone you're not? These are the connections that deserve your time and energy. God is showing you that you need to learn to create healthy boundaries in your relationships. It's not necessary to respond to every message immediately. It's not mandatory to accept every invitation. It's not necessary to be available to everyone all the time. When you allow yourself these boundaries, you are actually honoring yourself and also honoring the relationships that truly matter. This message comes with a special note about romantic relationships. If you are in a relationship, the universe wants you to know that communication is key to everything. Use your natural gift of self-expression to strengthen the connection with your partner. Don't keep things inside. Don't assume the other person will guess what you're feeling. Speak, converse, let out what's in your heart. And if you are single, the message is that you need to stop looking for the perfect person and start looking for the right person for you. Someone who accepts your duality, who values your need for space and freedom, but who is also there when you need comfort and stability. This person exists, but you will only attract them when you are being completely true to yourself. Now I need to make a very special request of you. If you are enjoying this video and the messages are touching your heart, please subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. This way you will receive all the content I prepare with great care to illuminate your path. Leave a comment below telling me where you are watching from. I love to know where the people who follow this work come from. And if the messages in this video are truly making sense to you, consider becoming a supporter of the channel. Your support allows me to continue bringing you this spiritual content that can transform lives. Every contribution, however small, makes all the difference, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's continue with the messages the universe has for you. The fourth divine message speaks about your relationship with time. Geminis have a very particular perception of time, often wanting to do 1,000 things at once and feeling that 24 hours in a day are not enough. You live at a fast pace, always thinking about the next step, the next task, the next project. But God is sending you a very important message now. Learn to slow down. Yes, you read that right. Slowing down doesn't mean being lazy or ceasing to be productive. It means being present in the current moment, enjoying the here and now instead of always thinking about what comes next. The universe is showing you that you are missing precious moments of your life because your mind is always racing towards the future. When you are talking to someone, are you really present in the conversation, or are you already thinking about 10 other things you need to do? When you are performing a task, can you fully concentrate on it, or are you divided between several activities at the same time? This is a message about presence and mindfulness. God gave you this gift of multitasking, but the time has come to use this gift wisely. Multitasking doesn't make you more productive if you're not delivering quality in any of them. The universe is inviting you to try something different. Choose one thing and dedicate yourself completely to it. Feel the difference it makes when you put all your attention, all your energy, and all your focus on a single activity. You'll be surprised by the results. This message also brings a warning about anxiety. Many Geminis suffer from anxiety precisely because of this accelerated mind that never stops. You think too much, analyze too much, question too much. And all this constant mental activity can leave you exhausted and distressed. The divine message is, learn to silence your mind. This may seem impossible to you, but it's not. You can start with small moments of silence during the day. It can be just 5 minutes where you stop everything you're doing and simply breathe. Observe your thoughts without engaging with them. Over time, these moments of quiet will bring a peace you never imagined possible. The universe also wants you to understand something about God's timing. Things don't happen on your timeline, they happen at the right time. You may be anxious for results, wanting things to happen quickly the way you planned. But there is a greater wisdom governing everything, and sometimes the delays you perceive are actually divine protections. Trust the process. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The fourth message is about patience, presence, and trust in divine timing. The fifth message God has for you is about creativity and expression. As a Gemini, you were born with natural creativity and an incredible ease in expressing yourself in different ways. But this message is a warning. Are you using all that creative potential that exists within you? Or are you letting routine, obligations, and the opinions of others stifle this important part of who you are? The universe is calling you to reclaim your creativity. It doesn't matter if you think you don't have artistic talent, that's not the point. Creativity is about expressing your soul, about bringing out what exists inside you in a unique and personal way. It can be through writing, music, dance, painting, decorating, cooking, anything that allows you to express yourself freely. God gave you this need to create because through creation you connect with your divine essence. When you are creating something, you are channeling the universe's energy through you. You are being an instrument for something new to come into the world. And that is sacred. But many Geminis put aside this creative side because they need to be practical, because they need to earn money, because others don't understand or value what you create. This is a message for you to stop listening to those external and internal voices that tell you that creating is a waste of time. It's not. Creating is essential for your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The universe is asking you to set aside time, even a small amount, to do something creative regularly. It doesn't have to be something grand or that will become a profession. It can be just for yourself, for your own satisfaction and well-being. This message also speaks about your voice. You have something important to say to the world. You have experiences and knowledge that can help other people. But perhaps you are keeping quiet for fear of judgment, for thinking that what you have to say is not important, or for not knowing how to express yourself. God is encouraging you to find your voice and use it. It doesn't matter if at first it comes out a little awkward or if not everyone agrees with you. The important thing is that you allow yourself to speak your truth. When you do this, you not only liberate yourself, but you also inspire others to do the same. The universe also wants you to know that your creativity can and should be used in all areas of your life. You can be creative in how you solve problems at work. You can be creative in how you organize your home. You can be creative in your relationships. Creativity isn't just for artists. It's a way of living life with more lightness, joy, and authenticity. The fifth message is, reclaim your creativity, find your voice, and allow yourself to express who you truly are. The sixth divine message is about change and adaptation. As a Gemini, you are naturally adaptable, able to adjust to new situations easily, and not as afraid of change as other signs. But the universe wants to tell you something important. Not all change is positive simply because it is change. You have a tendency to change for the sake of change, to seek novelty just because you are bored or restless, without evaluating whether that change really makes sense for you at this moment. The message here is about conscious change. Before making a major change in your life, whether at work, in relationships where you live, or in any other important aspect, God is asking you to stop and reflect. Ask yourself, is this change coming from a place of growth or from a place of escape? Are you changing because you really want to move towards something new? Or are you just trying to escape what you have now? This difference is fundamental. When you change out of escape, restlessness, or fear of facing something difficult, you will end up encountering the same problems in the new place, in the new situation. But when you change for growth, for expansion, because you truly feel it's time to take a new step, then change brings evolution and fulfillment. The universe is also showing you that external changes don't solve internal problems. If you are unhappy, anxious, or dissatisfied, changing cities, jobs, or relationships may provide temporary relief, but it won't solve the root cause of what you're feeling. Inner work needs to be done regardless of external circumstances. This message comes with another important point. Not everything needs to constantly change. It's okay to seek some stability in life. It's okay to put down roots, establish healthy routines, and build something lasting. You don't lose your Gemini essence by having some structure in life. In fact, it's precisely this structure that can give you the freedom you so desperately seek. Think about it. When you have a solid foundation, you can explore and risk much more than when everything in your life is uncertain and unstable. God is inviting you to build this foundation without fear that it will imprison you. The change the universe most wants you to make now is internal. It's in the way you think, the way you react to situations, the way you relate to yourself. These internal changes will naturally attract the right external changes for you at the right time. The sixth message is, be mindful of your changes, build a solid foundation, and work on internal transformations first. The seventh message that needs to reach you is about self-knowledge and authenticity. Geminis often have difficulty knowing who they really are. Because they are so adaptable and versatile, they end up molding themselves according to situations and the people around them, and over time they can lose touch with their own essence. Have you ever stopped to think about how many masks you wear every day? How many different versions of yourself exist depending on who you are with? This isn't necessarily bad. Being multifaceted is part of your nature. But the danger is when you no longer know who the real you is behind all those masks. God is calling you to a journey of deep self-knowledge. The time has come for you to ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I really feel? What are my most important values? What would I do if no one were to judge me? These questions may seem simple, but they can be challenging for you because you are so used to considering 1,000 different variables and perspectives that you sometimes lose sight of what really matters to you. The universe is asking you to simplify, to peel back all the layers you've built to protect yourself or to fit in, and look at who you truly are at your core. This message is also about authenticity. When you truly know yourself, you can be authentic. And being authentic means showing the world who you really are, without fear of rejection, without trying to please everyone. God made you unique with your own characteristics, and when you try to be different from that to fit in, you are denying the divine plan for your life. You were made to be exactly who you are, with all your contradictions, your duality, your restless mind. The challenge is to embrace all of that and stop apologizing for being who you are. The universe also wants you to know that self-knowledge is a continuous process, not a final destination. You will never reach the point of knowing yourself completely because you are always changing, always evolving. And that's okay. The important thing is to be committed to this journey of understanding yourself more and more, of observing your patterns, of questioning your beliefs, of exploring your emotions. This message comes with a special invitation. Start writing. It can be a diary, it can be loose notes, it can be whatever you want. But put your thoughts, your feelings, your doubts on paper. This will greatly help you organize your racing mind and see patterns that would otherwise go unnoticed. Writing is a powerful tool for self-knowledge, especially for you who have a way with words. Use this gift to your advantage. The seventh message is clear. Know yourself deeply, be authentic, and don't be afraid to show the world who you really are. We have now reached the eighth and final message, and this is the most important of all. God wants you to know that you are much more than your mind. As a Gemini, you live very much in your head, always thinking, analyzing, reasoning. And that's wonderful. Your intelligence is a divine gift. But there is a part of you that goes beyond thought, beyond logic, beyond reason. There is your soul, your spirit, your connection with the divine. And this message is a call for you to nurture this spiritual part of who you are. You may have neglected this area of your life, focusing only on the material, the mental, on what can be explained and understood by logic. But the universe is telling you that there is something much greater operating in your life, something that the mind cannot reach. God is inviting you to develop your spirituality in whatever way makes sense to you. It could be through meditation, prayer, contact with nature, reading sacred texts, energy practices, whatever resonates with your heart. There is no single right path. There is the path that works for you. The important thing is to start dedicating time and attention to this dimension of your existence. When you connect with the spiritual, everything in your life begins to make more sense. You understand that you are not here by chance, that you have a greater purpose, that you are part of something much grander. This understanding brings peace, direction, and strength to face challenges. The universe also wants you to develop your intuition. As a person with a very active mind, you may have difficulty hearing the gentle voice of intuition because it is silent, subtle, not noisy like thoughts. But it is there, it always has been. It is that feeling you have about something or someone, that hunch you can't rationally explain but that later proves true. God is asking you to trust more in this inner wisdom. To do this, you need to create moments of silence in your life, moments where the mind stops chattering, and you can hear what is beyond thoughts. This last message is also about faith. Faith in something greater than yourself, faith in the process of life, faith that everything is happening for your highest good, even when you can't understand why. You don't need to have all the answers, you don't need to control everything. You don't need to understand every detail of the divine plan for your life. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is simply trust. Trust that you are being guided, that you are being protected, that you are being unconditionally loved by the universe. When you let go of that need for control, when you allow life to flow through you instead of trying to force things to be your way, magic happens. Doors open in unexpected ways, opportunities appear, the right people come into your life. Everything falls into place with surprising ease. The 8th message is, develop your spirituality, trust your intuition, and have faith in the divine plan for your life. So these are the 8 messages that the universe has prepared especially for you, dear Gemini. Each one carries profound wisdom that can transform your life if you truly pay attention and apply these teachings. Let's quickly recap the main points. First, use your intellect and communication in a focused and conscious way. Second, integrate your duality and transform it into your greatest strength. Third, cultivate quality relationships based on authenticity. Fourth, learn to slow down and be present in the moment. Fifth, reclaim your creativity and find your voice. Sixth, make conscious changes and build a solid foundation. Seventh, know yourself deeply and be authentic. And eighth, develop your spirituality and trust in the divine plan. These are not just pretty words. They are practical guidelines that God is giving you at this moment in your life. You are at a turning point, a moment of great potential for transformation. But for this transformation to happen, you need to act. You need to take these messages and implement them in your daily life, one step at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. That will only overwhelm you. Choose the message that resonated most with you and start with it. Work on it for a few weeks until you feel you've integrated that teaching. Then move on to the next one. The important thing is to start, to take the first step on this journey of evolution. Remember that you are not alone on this path. The universe is with you, God is guiding you, and there are spiritual forces working in your favor all the time. All you need to do is be open to receiving, be willing to change, and have the courage to be who you truly are. Now I want to ask you a question to reflect on. Which of these 8 messages touched your heart most deeply? Which one do you feel you need to work on first? Think about this carefully without judgment, only with the sincere intention of evolving. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the perfect time to do so. Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all the content that will help you on your spiritual journey. Leave a comment below telling us which message made the most sense to you. I love reading each comment and knowing how these videos are impacting your lives. And if the words in this video touched your heart in a special way, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. Your support allows me to continue creating content that illuminates and transforms lives. Each person who decides to support this work is contributing to spreading light and spiritual knowledge to thousands of other people. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. May all these divine messages fully manifest in your life. May you have the courage to be authentic, the wisdom to make the right choices, and the faith to trust the process. You are a being of light, loved and guided by the universe. Never forget that. Until the next video, and may God abundantly bless your journey.